Hello guys, you're welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use the if function. Okay, so I'm solving this problem. We're going to be using if function. So you can come over here where we have the cell O1. We're going to put a column called qualified for warranty. Qualify for warranty. So we want to know which vehicle here that qualify for warranty. Okay, so we want to say if that vehicle has a mileage of less than 100,000, so we want to say that it will qualify for warranty. And if it has a mileage of more than 100,000, it does not qualify for warranty. Okay, so to get that done, we're going to be using an if function. Okay, so we come over here where we have this cell O2, and we want to start writing an if function. We must first of all start with an equality sign, and then we just type in if function. So you can see an if function here showing over here where you have the fx show function. So basically, an if function checks whether a condition is met and return one value if true and another value if false. So if the condition is met, it's going to return a value if true, and if that condition do not meet, it's going to return value which is false. Okay, so it has a new function have three arguments basically. Okay, so let's just see the three arguments here. So we have the logical test, and the next argument is the value if true, and the last argument is value if false. So I just want to show you over here. Let's just get to our notebook so we can better explain this concept so that you can understand. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so the if function here has three arguments. So the first argument is the logical test, and the next one here is value if true, and we have the next argument value if false. Okay, so in this question we want to see, let's write here, we want to see which vehicle or which car has a mileage of less than 100,000. So we want to see which car has a mileage of less than 100,000, and then return yes, and then return yes, that it qualifies for warranty. But if it has more than 100,000 mileage, so we want it to return no. Okay, return no. So in this problem we can see that the if function here has three arguments, which is the logical test, the value if true, and value if false. So here from this question below, we want to see which car has a mileage of less than 100,000, and then return yes, and that is, let's just put comma, that is it qualifies for warranty. But if it has more than 100 mileage, so we want it to return no. Okay, which is it does not qualify for warranty. Okay, so the if function here has three arguments. So our logical test here is going to be the mileage less than 100,000. Okay, so you can see the mileage here less than 100,000. That will be our logical test. So our value if true now is going to be, we want it to return yes if it's less than. So if the car has a mileage of less than 100,000, we want it to return yes. But if it does not have, if it has more than 100,000 mileage, so we want it to return no. So that's what we're going to do basically in this function over here. Okay, so let's just head on to and just copy this into this. So we can have our logical test here. We said our logical test is mileage. So what you do, you come over here where you have the mileage here. So the K2, that's the cells here, K2. So if it's less than 100,000, so you put comma. That's the first argument. So the next argument is value if true. So if the value K2 less than 100,000 is true, we want it to return yes. So remember to put it in quotation mark and then you close it. Yes. Then the next argument, you have to put comma before the next argument. So if this condition do not meet, you want it to return no, which is our third argument. Okay, and then once you're done, you close that bracket and just hit enter. So you can now see the first row here has yes. So this car over here, this car has is qualified for warranty because the mileage is less than 100,000. So you can see it's 51,245. Okay, so we want to see the result for other cells in this column. So you come here where you have the plus sign. Okay, over here, this black plus sign. So just double click, and then you see the result for all other cells in that column. Okay, so you can see over here. Okay, So we've solved that problem now. Okay, so you can see this one that does not qualify for warranty. If you look through the mileage, you'll see that it's more than 100,000. Okay, so that's how we solve this problem, and that's how we use if function. Okay, so see you in the next video.